A very warm welcome to today's online session. We have participants across the globe, so I would like to greet with good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you all. So today our topic is leadership values to excel in the VUCA world, where the word VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So it describes the situation of constant, unpredictable change that is now the norm across the world, whether it may be IT professional, personal, or the business world. So it demands that you avoid the traditional outdated approaches to management and leadership and day-to-day working. So let us understand the values of leadership that will enable us to excel in this world. When we say an IT retreat or an IT conference, it is understood to be a retreat or conference for the information technology professionals. But we would also like to believe that IT stands for inner technology. And any professional who is interested in understanding their inner technology and how they could apply it towards themselves are welcome to participate in this webinar. So today, this webinar is being organized by the IT wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation, which is a sister organization of Brahma Kumaris and was founded in the year 2015. Our IT wing aims at bringing internal transformation in the professionals, especially for the IT and allied industries. The Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation has 20 different wings that are providing services to different sections of the society. Saying little more about the Prajapita Brahma Kumari Ishwarya Vishwavidyalaya, which was started in the year 1936, is an international non-governmental organization in general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council and UNICEF, and it is also affiliated to the UN Department of Public Information. So if you want to know more about the organizer, then you can browse the links given in the slide. Before we get started, just a little housekeeping. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat box. We will bring them up after the presentation, where we will have some time for questions at the end. So now, without wasting our time, I would like to turn our time towards our today's speaker, Brahma Kumaris Sister Kreena. Sister Kreena has been associated with Brahma Kumaris since last 44 years and also fully dedicated since last 35 years and serving as a senior Raj Yoga teacher at Brahma Kumaris Ville Parle branch, Mumbai. She is an active member in the business and industry wings of Brahma Kumaris since 1990. She has also conducted training programs on a variety of topics like self-managing leadership, stress-free living. She has also traveled various places in India and abroad, USA, like USA, UK, UAE, Japan, Singapore, Canada, Sri Lanka, and Hong Kong for spiritual and social services. She has conducted management training programs in various large and small scale business organizations like Nagarjuna Group of Industries, L&T, Reliance, BPCL, Parle Products, Godrej, and many more. She has also participated in 4 United Nations projects First one is a rally from Mumbai to Delhi during International Youth Year, in which she represented the organization at the United Nations. Second is Million Minutes of Peace, a global initiative. Third one is Cooperation for a Better World. And the fourth one is A Place for Peace. So today we are having a very special speaker among us. Let us welcome her to today's program. Welcome, sister. Welcome to today's session. Om Shanti.
ओम शांति। आप अनम्यूट कीजिए।
Om Shanti and a very good evening to all my family and friends from the IT. And when we talk about leadership, it just flashes through my mind that I would like to be very honest in telling you that I must be hardly knowing what your whole world is about. But I know one thing, that you are ruling the world today. And so heartiest congratulations to all of you on your present leadership. Yet life is all about learning. And you all periodically do have programs which help you to enhance your technology skills. Similarly, sometimes you also need information about how well am I moving in my life's directions, and how to empower myself while I'm moving on. You know, that's another aspect which is equally important. I would just like to give you a small story on it, that there was a person who was really very, very hardworking like you all. But maybe in his times, there was no IT, so he had to really search for a work which will involve a lot of hard work and physical hard work. So he was searching for different jobs, and finally he got a job at a woodcutter. And when the woodcutter asked him whether he'll be able to really do good work, he said, yes, I am very strong and I'm very confident and I will give you the best result. So the owner said, okay, I will see how you work, how you perform, and then I will give you a permanent job. And the first week, it was like he really did not seek here and there. And as many hours of work, he put all his energy in that, and he was able to cut down quite many trees. And the owner was really happy. And so he said, okay, you are on this job. And then this continued for another weeks. And after a few weeks, few months, when the owner was taking his rounds, to see how everybody's performing, and to his surprise, he saw that the same gentleman is not able to give him that much of output. So he questioned him, and the reply from the worker was that, but I do the same thing. I put my same energy. I have done my best. I don't know why the result is not as outstanding as it was earlier. And this owner says, okay, tell me whether you had sharpened your axe in between, periodically? He said there were many occasions where I didn't even have time to do that. I was working so hard. And the owner said, exactly. When you don't sharpen your axe, naturally, your strength will never be equal to more output. You have to sharpen the axe. Similarly, as a human being, we all have certain aspects to sharpen, and they are the mind and the intellect, the two most valuable facets, the most important faculties that every human being is born with. But they require sharpening. When that is not done, when there is no reflection, when there is no pondering, when there is no correction, when there is no verifying, when there is no understanding, there are so many aspects, then your output may not match the aim or the target given to you. This is a very, very important aspect, but sometimes, yes, it could be ignored because of many reasons, especially in today's society in which we live. There is not a day when we are not having a problem. And our energies get diverted into solving those problems. So naturally, our energies get depleted. So we need method even to upgrade our energies and be on par with the challenges of today's world. So I would like to present in front of you all a presentation that I have made. Just give me a second to share the presentation, please. Okay. So today's topic is leadership values to excel. In addition to it, it was given in this scenario. I would not like to name what type of scenario is in which we are living. I would like you to know and give us a response, because you are really living in this hard world and you all are really struggling, sometimes even to survive. So you all are the best to give your answers or replies as to what do you think about the present scenario. Then we'll go ahead with what kind of leadership or what values does today's leadership demand? Whenever we talk about leadership, it is what comes to my mind is leaderships of different kinds. It's organizational leadership. It can be a family leadership. It can be a community leadership. It could be a religion leadership, religious leadership, and it could be a national or international leadership, whatever. But one thing that is common amongst all is that the leader has to carry everyone along with him, whomever he is leading. That's his greatest responsibility, that I can't leave anyone. I have to carry everyone along with me, whether the person agrees or not. I have to enlarge my world to accommodate that particular person. I can't kick out anybody. So this is what we have seen a leader needs to do, his greatest challenge. So could you tell me in just one word or two words, the present scenario, what you feel about the world at large, because now we are on par with world, right? We are absolutely on par with the world. So would you like to tell from your side? What would you call or name the present scenario? Yes, anybody? From the participants? Anybody would like to suggest what would you call the present scenario? Anybody who wants to speak up can unmute themselves. Are you able to unmute? Okay. Uncertain times. Pooja says that there are uncertain times. Okay. Unrest. Okay. Manjeet, would you like to say? Confused state, insecurity. Okay. Yeah. Self-centered. Okay. Thinking of only oneself. Okay. Anything else? Hopeful for better world. Okay. Fear. Yeah. Hope is always there. Hope can never be lost. Yes, true. Expected and the unexpected. Yes. Demonic influence. Okay.
And expectations from all. There are many expectations from all.
Yeah. Many expectations from all, like they're demanding as such, nowadays there is this online volatile. Okay. And there is online, you have to work from home. And people are so tired the way, like, we are making people work at home, thinking maybe that, home means they will sit idle. But it's like so many are giving such experiences that that we are facing a very difficult time. Okay. Sure, everybody has given their thought. Okay, so let us move ahead from here, because we have to start from what you feel really, what you feel strongly from within, we should start from this point. It is always beautiful to start from the present point, Whatever has been the past, we can't change the past, right? But we can be with this present moment, and then we can open new doors to our lives from here. As you said, we hope for a better world. So let us begin at this door of our everyone's lives, which is called hope for a better world. Right? So everybody's thought, can it come and merge in this one thought, that we are all standing at a place where we are hoping for a better world. Okay? So when you keep your mindset at this place, there will be more enjoyment when you listen further. Before we begin with more about leadership, I would like to share a very beautiful video that just came recently of an athlete. Perhaps many of you have watched it, but yet I would like to, show you that video. and just listen to it. Maybe after that, you may have different ideas, but I would just like to tell from my point of view after we listen to the video. So let me just first put up the video for you all. Are you able to see it?
No, sister.
Yes,
We cannot
yes.
see.
Just a second. I'll just upload it. Are you able to see now? Are you able to listen now? See?
We can see your screen.
Oh, can you see the video?
Yeah, you need to
Okay.
play.
Om Shanti, video is not coming.
Video is not?
Not coming actually. At least I'm not able to see.
But there are many who are able to see.
Screen is blank. That's what I am also seeing, the blank screen.
I've always carefully reviewed,
Yeah, it's coming now.
assessed
Coming now.
everything that comes in from the supplements, food, the water that I drink, or sports drinks, anything really that comes into my body as a fuel. Based on all the informations that I got, I decided not to take the vaccine as of today.
So do you have, as of today?
Yes, I keep my mind open because we are all trying to find collectively a best possible solution to end COVID, right? I mean, no one really wants to be in this kind of situation that we've been in collectively for 2 years. I'm part of a sport, a very global sport that is played every single week in a different location. So, I understand the consequences of my decision. And one of the consequences of my decision was not going to Australia, and I was prepared not to go. And I understand that not being vaccinated today, I'm unable to travel to most of the tournaments at the moment.
And that's the price you're willing to pay.
That is the price that I'm willing to pay.
Ultimately, are you prepared to forego the chance to be the greatest player that ever picked up a racket, statistically, because you feel so strongly about this jab?
Yes. I do.
But as things stand, if this means that you miss the French Open, is that a price you'd be willing to pay?
Yes, that is the price that I'm willing to pay.
And if it means that you miss Wimbledon this year, again, that's a price you're willing to pay?
Yes.
Why, Novak? Why? Why do you...
Because the principles of decision-making on my body are more important than any title or anything else. I'm trying to be in tune with my body as much as I possibly can.
What do you say directly to anti-vaccination campaigners around the world who proudly declare Novak Djokovic is one of us?
I say that everyone has the right to choose to act or say whatever they feel is appropriate for them. And I have never said that I'm part of that movement. You know, no one in the whole process.
Okay. So that was really something different, right? And when different agencies found out about him, then they started giving their different reactions. And a very common reaction was, how can a person do like this? They have to get vaccinated, otherwise they will become the carriers to bring trouble to others, this, that. But when we talk about leadership, even if thousands of people think in a way, a real leader within himself decides and stands by his decision on any grounds. That wonderful strength that we have, you know, as a human being is what really matters, what brings a difference in the world. Now, as for me, after taking 2 vaccinations, I still was a carrier for COVID. So how far it is valid to say that, you know, if you don't get vaccinated, you'll be a carrier and you will bring trouble to others. But for him to put that particular input in his body was against his principle, which he's following since years as a player. And he has so much respect for his own principle. He's wanting to even give up his titles, his #1 position, just to maintain his principles. In today's world, we have, this is a very latest example. In today's world of uncertainty, of all types of negative energies moving around, as you said, fear, confusion, volatile, you are, you know, at your level of leadership, wherever you are. This was just an example. It can be anything else in your life which you are wanting to live for, stand for, and you can empower yourself. Let us move ahead with our presentation. So here we are seeing that it's not something new, you know. Organizations have been running since ages. And everybody is, all different generations have seen different types of leadership modules along the way. And to a very large extent, for many, many years, I think just about 50 years back or something, or maybe 25 years back, in India, we were still having the authoritative model of leadership. And it was more about managing rather than leading. More about managing. That means, policies and procedures were far more important than an individual new thought. If, it had to be according to the policies and procedures and the counting value, the power, control, Now policies and procedures are named in a different way to have a different type of look into it. And that's called vision and strategy. The names, the words are different, but even the viewing is different. Sometimes now a person could think out of the box, and people in the organization are ready to look into it. Yeah, you have to be very lucky enough to be noticed, and people are ready to give a thought to it now, while earlier it would be a complete cross. Because it has to be according to the policy, it has to go according to the procedure. Earlier, there was power and control. Now people are talking about influence and inspiration, which is completely different. Earlier, it was about having subordinates, but now it's more like having followers. Followers means those who are going to become just like you. Earlier it was about managing the work, the work has to be finished in time, the targets have to be completed, whatever. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you have to finish it. But now the thing is about leading people, like, your presence is there, your support is there, and you're willing to, like, empower the person. So there's a lot more difference now which is coming up. And yet maybe in India, in certain places, we still are like in that confused state of wanting to leave the managing aspect, but we are not able to hold the leading aspect. We are still not able to hold or understand exactly what it is. Or we have understood what is the leading way of management or leadership, but, we are not able to give up the old ways. Our old habits, the old habits die hard. So there are people who are really stuck, somewhere. So sometimes those kind of people, they do pose many problems, when certain people are ready to move on and change the whole module and, work in the new way so that, we are able to, come out as winners or at least, as survivors in this competitive world. So there are certain conflicts right now still, because it is not about the machines, technology. It is not about the, the softwares, etc. That's not really the problem. The problem is about us, the most beautiful energies of this world, that sometimes we are not able to look from another point of view, from a different perspective. And sometimes we get stuck in our age, in our ways we have done, the success that we have earned earlier. There's so many things. Nowadays, the time is not that. You always have to be proactive. You have to understand what is going to be in the near future, and you have to slowly prepare yourself from within. that one fine day, this is also what you will have to do. This is also what you will have to learn. People want freedom nowadays. If they have questions in their mind, they want that answers, they want more clarity on what they have to do. And they don't get that clarity, the motivation is lost somewhere. People, when they see that they are not valued, in spite of all that they want to offer for the organization, then there is a lot of demotivation. But that also is about charging, that is also about charging yourself or sharpening the axe every time, If you do it for yourself every time, then demotivation will not be your result, in spite of all the challenges. Because you're going on preparing yourself, you're going on learning new things, you're going on giving a new course to yourself, to your mind, to your intellect. And you want to refresh your heart all the time for what you're doing, for what matters to you, So all that is very dynamic now, which has to be taken care of, rather than just, that 9 to 5 work and that result that you have to give. That is okay. But what really matters is within that 9 to 5, how much did I enjoy? How much was I excited about what I'm doing? So nowadays, the new leadership concept is about 4 main aspects, and that is empowering people, inspiring people. Good leadership could be at any level, doesn't matter. There's a small short story which I remember. It's a real incident, that there was some, I think, a car making company, and they made a very beautiful model and all, and the model had to be brought out from that particular working garage. They had to bring that model, that car out, but somehow they never saw that, that decision. See, some big companies also sometimes make these small mistakes, that the car was unable to come out of the garage, that type of a thing happened. And people were really shocked that, we made this, but now how to remove this model, and we'll have to break the garage, this, that. So many opinions came up. And then there is this, the watchman who was sitting there, he is watching and listening to everybody saying something or the other. And at last he said, can I share a thought? And there's a person just near him. I said, okay, say, why don't you remove the, the air in the wheels right now? The car can automatically come out. And then again, you can, fix new wheels to the car. And then you can correct whatever you want to do. So, sometimes it's a very, very easy solution, but because we make things very confusing and very complex, and we're always searching for a complex answer. So now about leadership is to lead change. We have to lead a change, not that change has to affect us, change has to influence us. Now, why has this come? I'm not ready for this, that type of attention, stress. No, we have to lead change. Any change that comes is not bigger than me. We have to develop that type of an empowerment for ourselves so that we can lead change. And then we also have to learn about shared vision, Instead of thinking that, no, I have to win, it can be a win-win position also. And it will happen only when everybody shares the same vision. So a lot of activity involving people to learn what the vision is and then share that vision amongst, each other. We know that people are all different, everybody thinks in a different way. But when we are working at one particular place, we can't demand or force people to understand what we are saying or what we want them to do. But every day there has to be some inspiration, some empowerment, some vision that has to be shared, so that everybody together leads the organization towards the change. So that is what the time is calling for. And many organizations will just shut down because their attention is more towards the new technologies and the new systems, new strategies, and all that. And that is not what success is about now. It's all about a good leadership, which is empowering people, inspiring people, sharing vision, and leading the change, and not let change us. So this is a very important thing which you can think about. No leadership skills or values can be successfully driven without self-leadership. One of our leaders has expressed this. A very experienced leader who has given his whole and soul to whatever he's done till today. But his observation is that you have a number of leadership skills or values, but they can only be successful if they are driven with the base of self-leadership. Sometimes we do make a mission statement for the organization, or we do make a certain values that we feel our organization wants to represent and all. But it's not there in the individuals. Doesn't make sense, Any leadership starts with the self. So that empowerment of not only the skills, but values have to be brought from the level of self at any level of the organization. Here, I becomes very important. Where it is about leadership, I becomes important. Of course, we is equally important, but unless I don't understand about the skills or values, how can we work together? Something like that. So self-leadership in Brahma Kumaris also is very, very, very important. You could be anywhere doing whatever, but the knowledge that is taught in Brahma Kumaris is the basis for self-leadership. So that is like tapasya for each and every one, whether a person is just cleaning vessels or whether a person is, welcoming the guest and, or there is a speaker. But everybody at the base has to learn, listen, learn, use the knowledge for his or her life. So when that is done, then definitely as a whole, it is starting from self-leadership. And at whatever age also. Here we don't have any age barriers. Even a child can start learning. Nowadays the progeny is like, it's really brilliant. So even a child at a very tender age of 7, 9, 11, they seem to take it very well, more than we could take earlier. So times are changing. Spiritual knowledge also now is not at all like, all this is for old age and all. Everything has changed. The whole scenario has changed. Now more and more youth are coming forward with the, the spiritual skills. So it's all about self-leadership. So if you realize from within that, yes, it's me, at the end of the day, it's me who is ultimately important, So, okay, what have I done throughout the whole day? How I've been? Is it satisfying? Am I happy from within? This is simple things, but very, very important. Could make you a leader to whatever extent. Never know. So what I liked in this picture was, there are 5 things that a good leadership person would have, that person would really enjoy each day as it comes, and his past or even the yesterday will not influence him today, that is the aspect of enjoyment, he'll create newness every day, feel that newness every day. And there are a lot of values involved, when you say just the word enjoy. I think that you have to discover, that if you want to enjoy one day, what would be there behind it? Secondly, everybody should get a voice. Nobody should feel that I don't have any voice in what I'm doing. So that is another very important thing. And so all the challenges sometimes, they remain like a silent volcano, when people are not given an opportunity to speak up for anything. It's very important. So even voicing oneself. So even I need to talk to myself daily, right? If I'm not able to talk to myself, that means I'm really ignoring the most important things of my life. I need to hear my own voice, to improve the quality of living. Third is organizing, of course, which is an important part of leadership. But organizing in such a way that you're not creating a burden on others, You're organizing in such a way that you feel equally responsible and you would like others also to equally feel that responsibility. Another aspect is innovation. That's a very important aspect, because unless a person from the organization will not think in a different way, a new way, how can new things come up? So there has to be that space, that time, that, that energy available for everyone to think in a new way. But do you think people can really think in a new way if they are just living in a routine life? It's not possible. So there are certain areas that organizations have to work for where people can think new. If the environment in the organization is such that people are not willing to think new because they are not able to see anything new or any new opening, then it doesn't work. So innovation is also important. Enjoy voicing, organizing, innovation, and to connect, Why are we at a one place? Suppose we are going to a international tour and we have gone as a tour member. What happens during the tour? All the members, they start mingling with each other in some way or another. There could be a silent person, but there would be someone who would say at least once hello to him, ask him if he wants something, and try to involve in the whole group. Just in 15 days tour, we find that this also happens. Everybody gets connected. They may be of different religions, they may be of different, different areas of work, etc. But then there is some connection. We forget this in real day-to-day living. That day-to-day living, day-to-day being for so many hours in the same place, we need to connect. In whatever way it is, in different ways, but we need to connect. Sometimes for years together, we don't know even the person who is just behind our desk. it becomes so, we're so much into our work only. We're so much into our own fears only that we are not able to connect. So that's also equally important. Another thing is, this is a Chinese symbol. It's called yin yang. Yin yang, it shows that the black and the white, and actually it's black and white. And white, again, there is black. In black, again, there is white. And so it shows that both are a whole, You can't say, I just want white, I don't want any black. It doesn't happen like that. It's like you have to accept it as a whole. Even in that black, there could be some white spot also. So, same way, with that concept in mind, here we are talking about your personal values and in the organization where you are, the organizational values. They can't be different. They may not match you sometimes. It may be a little different than your personal values and, sometimes, but still, because you're part of the organization, it is still your whole. It's still your own part, your personal values as well as organizational values. So if you see from that point of view, there'll be lesser conflict. There'll be lesser conflict, yes. If you feel that there is a point where, the values that I stand for is not at all going to be of any use or of any importance here, and you don't feel a part of that organization at all, then it is your choice. You can leave the organization also. But you can't go on jumping from different organizations, right? So somewhere you have to click this, where your personal values get connected with the organizational values. And somewhere you feel whole. Even when you go home, again, your personal values and your family values. If you create the vision of seeing them connected in some way or another, you will make a connection in future. So it will have a deep impact on your relationships in family, as well as your environment in organization. And nothing is impossible, To understand a particular person may take a little more years, but it is not impossible. The best method for that is to understand yourself better. Talk to your mind. Try to figure out what exactly do you want, what do you need, how you want to have it, how important it is in your life. Talk to yourself. As much you will connect with yourself, automatically you will find a way to connect even with the organizational values. It can only come from within. It can't come from the organization side to your side, but it can come from your side towards the organization side. So it's like a whole. Don't try to see it separate. And so you're different at the office, you're different at home, you're different with your friends. It can't be like that. You have to be a whole. Because universe is ready to offer you everything. But if you will dismantle yourself into different parts, naturally the universe will not be able to give you what it wants to give you. You have to feel that integrity, that connection within. Another aspect about values, and your absolute core values, they can't be independent of each other. Like communication in an organization can't be an independent value then, say, discipline in an organization. They can't be different. They have to be connected. As much the communication will be clear, that much the force element will be experienced less. So there is discipline in the organization. So there is a connection between all different values, and they are all interlinked. If you're a good listener, your decision making will be very good. If you're a flexible person, then your relation with everyone will be more warm, more result oriented. If you're able to discriminate well, then you will get good cooperation from others also. So all this is interlinked, you know. You can't have independent values as such. So that's also is very important where leadership is, you know, where your values seem to be very much connected with each other. And that creates a lot of power in leadership. Otherwise, it's very weak, very fragmental, fragile. It will just fall apart. So that also you have to experience within yourself. So what are these values as we saw? What exactly we can call as values? Can we call love as a value? Can we? Anybody? Can love be a value? Yes? Can love be a value? Can teamwork be a value?
All are saying yes.
Okay, okay, thank you, because I'm just seeing the, okay, fine. So thank you so much. So values are the underlying beliefs. If I believe in love, it will work. If I believe in teamwork, it will work. You know, it's like an underlying belief that guides our decisions and actions, which ultimately will shape our day or our career. So it's so much connected with our own belief. If there's a person who has not received love from his parents in his childhood days, and it has created a deep impact on his mind, then he'll not believe in love at all. He feels, no, there's no love in this world. You know, and then with that, his all decisions will be based, his actions will be based. And sometimes people working with him feel, what kind of a dry person is this? But they do not understand that there are certain belief systems created by that individual. So values, if you want to understand more about your values as a leader of your life, you'll have to go through your beliefs. And maybe you will want to bring a change in your belief system also. And values will help you to do that. So values and beliefs are very much connected. It cannot be that you read a book which is full of values and you suddenly start liking a value. It's not like that. You like that value because it is touching your some belief somewhere. That is why you are appreciating that particular value. So what are your beliefs is also what you have to understand. Try to, have a reflection on your life. taking up certain situations in your life and try to see what beliefs you have created from that situations. Accordingly, you will discover your values within. Sometimes certain values match others also, others' values. That creates a great team. Yeah. So what are values? They are underlying beliefs which you have created from your past situations and experiences. Leadership values are a subset of those values that positively influence one's ability to lead effectively. Those all values, now you're picking up those values that will have a positive influence on others so that you can carry them along. Like, for example, take Buddha. Lord Buddha naturally will have his own beliefs and his own values and everything. But when he came out from the jungles and he was crossing all different cities, villages, and all, what do you think? No change must have come in his set of values also? Definitely must have come, because now he is not alone. He has to carry people with him. So his life will have those leadership values which will have positive influence to lead others effectively. A very important point is coming out from this, that values are not just for you, but because you're in a society and because you can positively influence others, to guide them, to make them move ahead. That is the importance of your leadership values. It may not be so many. 1 or 2 is also more than enough. But those will be the values which will have a positive influence on others to lead others effectively. So nobody is just a follower. If you think you are a follower right now, it's because in some time you're going to lead someone. Nobody remains as a follower forever. When through his experiences and experimentations, when his values get more and more focused, they become leadership values for him to create a positive influence on others. So can you do a little activity for yourself? This is like a personal value card, okay? So you write on a piece of paper, one is very important to me. The second aspect is important to me. And third aspect is not important to me. One is very important to me. One is important to me, and one is not important to me. Down they have given some few values, but not necessarily they can be yours. It's okay. Just given. But you can find out for yourself. Which value is most important for me? Which one is there, but it's not very important? Yes, it is important. And there's a third one, which is not at all important for me. So you can take some moments out to just reflect on this. You all must have written the 3 statements. Very important for me, just important for me, and not important for me. I also faced this one day where I had to really check in myself, which value is most important for me. It is like digging, within ourselves to find out our worth. And sometimes we write values like, somebody may say, money is not important for me. But money is not a value, it is an asset. Money is not value, it is an asset. So it can't be like money is not important for me. You have to go in and try to find the values. Then you will get the right answer. And it cannot happen just now, you have to really reflect upon them. So I hope that you will reflect upon these values for yourself, so to know yourself much better. Yeah. And the last, now we come to see that, as I said, this all comes out from self-leadership. It all comes out by sharpening your axe, your mind and intellect daily, empowering yourself first. You cannot empower others unless you don't empower yourself. So there are tools like meditation, which help you to empower yourself, to talk to yourself, to be truthful to yourself, to be silent for some time, to find answers from within. Meditation is a very effective tool for that. And nowadays people are becoming more aware for exercising and all that. But people are not able to find time for exercise because of this working from home thing. They're so busy that they can't even find time for exercises also. But meditation is something that you can just stand and do, or sit where you are, or just walk a little in your room for 2 minutes and you can do that meditation. So meditation helps you without taking more time out, and relaxes you a lot and makes you think, take some pause in your life, and then continue with what you're doing, which is very important. Exercises will still help you for your flexibility of the body, but meditation will bring out your inner tools, your software. Meditation sometimes would not be a substitute for exercise, because some people physically ailments and all, they require to do exercise. But otherwise, meditation gives you a very good fitness of the state of mind. So automatically you get good thoughts. Like, for example, if you have free time one day, you will think of going for a walk, your energy will be such that you will give a thought, okay, let me paint today. Okay, let me go for a walk today. Okay, just let me do some warm-ups today. You will get that energy when you're meditating. So in all ways, it will make you very active. So yeah, sometimes you need to do exercising also, but there's so much lethargy in the body sitting for hours together that sometimes you don't create a thought, you don't want to exercise. But meditation helps you to be active in that, create the right thoughts at the right time. So it's good. Yeah, it's very useful. Yes. Yeah, it's very useful and very important too. So, and that will help you to maintain your body also. Yeah, the more waste and more negative energy, you see people are bloating, because as much there is waste and as much negative, you feel like eating more, you don't feel like doing things, so you bloat up a lot. So if you're mindful, if you're meditating, you're getting positive thoughts, positive vibrations, you'll also maintain your body, right? Just like you have to maintain your laptop and the other things very well every time. Their maintenance really takes in a lot. So same with the body. Yeah. But the programmer of the laptop, the programmer is only not in a proper state of mind, then how far will he use the laptop? He won't like to do that at all. So it is all up to us as an individual having the mind and intellect. They are the main softwares, and we have to care for them, right? You know, one important thing, it's very funny, but if we as much ignore our mind and intellect, that much ego is there. Ego destroys the mind and intellect completely. So as much you can take care of the mind and intellect, you are even far from ego, which is very important. So last one, after understanding this, is which values can we think about when we talk about leadership, okay? And in today's context, of course. In today's context. Wherever we are, at whatever level we are doing, these values are not first for the organization. These values are first for ourselves. To be a good leader at present, integrity, to think same within and outside, creates a lot of self-respect for oneself, you know, if you are having integrity. Andar bahar, it will create your own self-respect, which is very, very important. People can live something in, something out, something else out for years together. At the end, they are not able to value themselves because they know they have not faced life truthfully. Yes, with integrity, you can be flexible in the way you are doing things, seeing the time, seeing situations, seeing the person, seeing the result, whatever. This flexibility in you, you will be able to mold yourself according to time and all, which is good enough. But you start compromising with your values, giving up your integrity is losing your own respect. Same way, empowerment, sharpening your axe, sharpening your mind and intellect periodically, constantly, so that you're ready for a new day, for a new responsibility, for a new task. Being a good listener. If you want to be a good communicator, first you have to be a good listener. You know, we've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So more is about listening. That is why our God of knowledge, whom we call Ganesha, especially shown with 2 big ears. Eyes are very small and mouth is not to be seen only. And the ears are always flapping, you know. Shows how intense and active he is for others. Always available, patient. On the basis of being a good listener, he also becomes a good communicator. Another thing which is very important is empathy. People have heard the word sympathy a lot. And we've learned the lesson of sympathizing with others very well. But empathy is something more active than sympathy. Sometimes sympathy only remains till feelings. But empathy works, comes into action. Empathy is more deeper than sympathy. Empathy, a person can reach the level to that person, of that person. And for those few minutes, live what he's living. And then help him out. That's called empathy. Passion and commitment. We have many examples where we have seen people who have great passion, for example, the lion whisperer. You've heard of him. He's always amongst lions and lionesses and tigers, and should see his passion and commitment towards those wild animals. In different areas, people who are good professionals also with a lot of passion and commitment. We can see even in our Mr. Ratan Tata, the passion that he has for his work for so many years. And his approach is also quite different from many others. So that is called passion and commitment to the values that you are living for. You always stand by those values, irrespective of whatever the situation is. Resilience is also equally important. Resilience means whatever the situation comes, your strength will be equal to the situation. Your inner strength will not be less than the challenge that has come from outside. You will enhance your resilience all the time to face the challenges of life. That is a good leadership value. So a leader will never give up on any of the challenges because he's already paying attention to his own resilience. And after doing all of this, a good leader is humble. He doesn't blame for someone else for whatever defeat they have faced, and he takes up the responsibility. He's able to face people, learn more from that. And still want to grow. So ego doesn't let you grow. So he's more humble. You see, our image of our Supreme in India, of the Supreme is, that shivling, oval shape shivling. And that shivling doesn't have any pedestal. It's always down, down, down. God, the greatest leader of the entire humankind and the other kinds, his image is absolutely down to earth. If you have to go to him, you also have to bend down. He's symbolizing humility like nobody else. Being the creator, being the sustainer, being the destroyer, as he said, God. What he does, nobody else in the world is able to do. But in spite of that, always humble. He still wants to give the credit to us. That is why all the human beings who are well decorated like deities, gods and goddesses are always on a certain high pedestal, and they look so gorgeous, well decorated, well respected by everyone. That is how God puts us in front. So we have to learn this greatest value of God, being the highest on the high, is the most humble one. Then how can we not be? Yeah. So I offer my best wishes to all of you all, that let us not disconnect spirituality from our regular living. Connect well, go deeper into our own selves to experience resilience, strength, to face the challenges which are there today and even which are going to come even further tomorrow. All the best. Om Shanti. I would like to take you all into a small meditation, maybe when the organizers would like me to do.
Yes, sister, we can continue with meditation now.
Okay, fine. So I don't need any music, nothing. It's just few thoughts that I will give. So thank you. Okay, so we'll all now sit for meditation. So wherever you are, whichever way you all are, just be that way. Just feel ready. Okay, I don't know, I've never meditated or done something else. It's okay. Let me just give a try today. And what is the trial that we have to do? We have to see the leader within. And let us take a hypothesis that I am a leader within. I am a leader within. Can I give this thought to myself? And I am a strong leader within at this moment. I'm not thinking about any challenge, about any problem, not even about the outside environment. I am focusing myself completely within towards the leader. And when I think of the leader, I feel somewhere there is a small inner room. And now the door will open somewhere near the brain. And I will go in to meet myself, the leader. And as the door opens, there is a self-illuminous light within this room, shining brightly, but creating a very cooling effect. When I come closer to the light, I actually see a mirror. And the light which was seen was from my own side. It was just getting reflected in the mirror. And being this light, I am a constant leader. Being the unchanging light, my leadership is constant. My core values are intact. connected with each other, I see myself as a whole. In fact, I'm able to feel I'm a powerful leader with integrity, passion, commitment, resilience, respect, good communicator and listener. Great humbleness. I want to right now give respect to myself. And feel purer within, stronger within. And I wish to reflect this to all around me for the next few hours. Thank you, God, for all your inspirations and help. I'm feeling to be in your light too. Thank you. And slowly we come back to our consciousness as a seeker for working with those leadership values henceforth. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much for this wonderful session and the meditation. I would like to request all participants to put their questions in the chat box, and we'll start the question and answer session in a few minutes.
That's okay.
Any questions?
Everyone is thinking, and I think they've accepted to think about what they have heard.
Yeah. If any query, and then they are free to mail us the itbbsr@gmail.com. And I would request all participants, those who are interested to learn Raj Yoga meditation online or offline, they can also mail us. Thank you so much. अभी मैं अनुरोध करूंगी गुलाब दीदी जी को, जो कि BBSR पटिया सब सेंटर्स की वो इंचार्ज हैं, वो अपना वोट ऑफ थैंक्स रखेंगे। आदरणीय गुलाब दीदी जी।
ओम शांति। ओम शांति। आज तो सबसे पहले सर्वशक्तिमान, सर्व की कल्याणकारी, सर्व के रक्षक, हम सब आत्माओं के पिता परमात्मा शिव बाबा को तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ। तो हमारा IT विंग के चेयरपर्सन तो परम आदरणीय राजयोगिनी डॉक्टर निर्मला दीदी जी को मैं दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ। तो जिनकी सहयोग में IT सेवा चल रही है। तो उसके बाद हमारा मधुबन के IT विंग के कोऑर्डिनेटर राजयोगी यशवंत भाई जी को भी तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ। उसके बाद हमारा भुवनेश्वर सबजोन के मुख्य हमारे परम आदरणीय राजयोगिनी लीना दीदी जी को भी दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ। तो जिनकी शुभ भावना से ये आइट सेवा चल रही है। तो उसके साथ हमारा आज के प्रोग्राम में हमारा विशेष वक्ता आदरणीय अति मिठी राजयोगिनी क्रेना बहन जी को दिल से बार बार धन्यवाद करती हूँ। तो बहन जी जो बहन जी के हम सभी को आज के जो टॉपिक पर बहुत बहुत अच्छी तरह से हम सभी भाई बहन को ये टॉपिक पर समझाया, इसके लिए मैं बहन जी को सभी की तरफ से मेरी तरफ से दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ। आपको बहुत बहुत थैंक्स। तो आज के प्रोग्राम में जिनका भी सहयोग रहा सभी को बहुत बहुत थैंक्स। विशेष आप सभी भाई बहन जिन्होंने इस प्रोग्राम में जुड़े, चाहे जूम के माध्यम से चाहे यूट्यूब के माध्यम से, आप सभी को दिल से बहुत बहुत थैंक्स। सभी को धन्यवाद करते हुए परमात्मा की याद में रहकर मैं अपनी वोट ऑफ थैंक्स समाप्त करती हूँ। ओम शांति। दीदी जी बहुत बहुत तो धन्यवाद है
आपको भी।
तो इतने टाइम देके फिर ये सेवा के लिए
पिता बासा भाई को भी बहुत बहुत थैंक्स आपके सारे कम्युनिकेशन के लिए।
बहुत धन्यवाद बहन जी।
वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है, वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है।